Hey Scott, thanks for coming to the house for coffee. As you know, I love coffee. Come on in, I want to show you a few things. So I know you wanted to see my booth. So this booth here is the original booth from the actual Dunes is where it's originally from. And then Debbie Reynolds bought it, so it was in her theater. So that's the original booth. I have a second one in my garage as well, where I have coffee every morning. This chandelier is actually from the Frank Sinatra suite at the Riviera. This is the one outside the double doors before you went in. And then this one above my sink is the one that was inside the Frank Sinatra suite, that when you walked in the actual place. So there's some stuff here from Larry King and Vince Neil when I worked. These are the hotels I played in Vegas, the Frontier, Trop, and then of course Planet Hollywood. Same artist, of course, who did all those. And then, obviously the magic enthusiast, that tuxedo in the corner is Jack Codell's, the one that he used in England at Empress Hall. And that's his poster, of course. Signed.
Stand next to that so I kind of get a sense of his size.
Sure. This actually fits me exactly. It's like a 41 regular. So
41 regular.
Me. Yeah.
Okay.
Isn't that cool? So it's obviously it was in 1951 at Empress Hall when he played there. So and it was a white. You can videotape that.
Come around.
Yeah, sure. Come around. You'll see. This is signed by Mary Codell, which is his wife, over 50 years, 54 years. So that's kind of cool. And of course, his poster he signed years ago. There's his little signature that's kind of hard to see with the glare on it, but that's from when he was alive back in the day. We lived literally, like 2 blocks from each other in Orlando, Florida when I first moved to the States. And then over here is Mr. Electric's bulb with my mentor. This is his original poster, and then that's the actual bulb. This bulb is the bulb he used on the Ed Sullivan Show when he used to pour milk out of a real light bulb. And now, and then from then on, after the late 50s, he went and got a plexiglass bulb made. So he'd use it over and over. But back in the day, he'd hollow out a real bulb, and that was the kind he used. So there's me and Jerry Lewis and Siegfried, and this is me in the actual Houdini straitjacket we got on Pawn Stars. I think that went for about $100,000. This is Mary Naylor, of course.
I was going to say $100 I could do. But
I know, right? That's Jack Codell's wife, not Mary, of course. I think that's Wayne Newton back there as well, somewhere in there. And then, this is my backyard. Yeah, we can look at the backyard. We go over there and have a quick look.
Yep.
At my dogs and everything. Oh! So it's still winter here, so it's not that fancy. It's nice in the summer, though, you know. I got a little mini pitch and putt golf course around the side there. You're welcome to walk out and have a look.
Yeah, see, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then my jacuzzi, and I got a pond over here, which is drained for the winter. A little barbecue area down there, and my fire pits and all that. So this fireplace is something I made about 3 years ago myself. I thought I could do it in a weekend, and then 3.5 weeks later, I got it done. So. And then if you go over here, this box office sign is super cool. I just put this up. This is the last thing I put, the most latest thing I put up. And that's not the right English, but the latest thing. That's Debbie Reynolds' box office sign. Wow. She owned the hotel in Vegas for 3 or 4 years in the mid-'90s, and this is the box office sign that she had over her box office. And that's where the booth came from as well, her original theater.
Okay.
And then above that, I'm going to put a neon thing, which is the rest of the box office sign. But it's a huge mirror neon thing that's going to take a while to put together. This is Alice Cooper's show I did on Christmas. I do every year with Johnny Depp and Joe Perry and all that. So that's the most recent one. Kind of cool. This is Phyllis Diller. I'm a huge fan of hers, obviously, for her hair. That's her actual cigarette holder she used, and that's her holding it in her show. She had many. They were made in Austria, and she never smoked. That was actually a white pencil crane she'd cut off, and she never smoked a day in her life, but that was her whole gimmick. So, and you know, I'm always about gimmicks.
Yeah, you know, a buddy of mine, Mercer Helms, worked with her for a number of years out here in Vegas.
Oh,
he was married to her daughter, and then they got a divorce, but Phyllis continued to work with him for
really?
a long time. He
moved
to Houston after he kind of semi-retired, and
Cool,
he's like Walter Blaney's age. He's
really, yeah. Walter's looking great. I just know he celebrated a birthday. So this is Jerry Lewis's magic book. He had put out a magic book, and so I got to meet him. This is him backstage probably about 6-8 weeks ago. I finally got to meet him, which is such a rarity.
Just recently.
Yeah, and that's a book. So he signed that for me. That's Britney Spears. Got invited to see her, and so they put a thing in the paper on me. Of course, Marvin Carroll. And if we go up here, there's a bunch of my posters and my accolades. I hide them in the hallway, so I don't need to brag about myself in my own domain of my house. But this is all my brag wall. Different shows I've played in around the world, from England to Brussels to wherever else. Different paintings people have made for me. And I have a ton of stuff in the garage, but I try to put out a few things and switch things around, you know. So that's kind of cool.
It is.
This is my office up here. All my different accolades, you know. It's nice to have that. This is where all the business is done. The big deals, where I sit and work, and I can obviously look over my living room. which is kind of nice. I love kind of an open plan like this. So
I like this idea because a lot of times people don't make use of their,
yes,
overlook.
And I love it because I can
loft
have friends
almost.
sit here.
Yep.
We'll work on a project. Lefty will come over, my guest act, my show. He'll sit here with his computer. I'll sit there and have coffee. Or even in the evenings, Chris Funk and his wife will come and they'll have glasses of wine or something. One of my guest bedrooms all done Tahiti themed because I was in Tahiti for years, 14 years. I toured there. So this is all Tahitian stuff, somewhat. Tikis and all that jazz and paintings and all that. This is one of our guest rooms. And this other room's a great reading room, actually. I've just got a dresser put in here. And this turns into a queen size bed. So, but if I'm not, I can sit up here. I'll sit up here and have a glass of wine sometimes and read a book, and it's kind of comforting, And the dogs will come up and hang out with me, These paintings are from a very dear friend of mine. They're not mine. He came here and had them in the Kiss Museum up here in the golf course. And his name's Rock DeMarco, and he's a very famous speed painter. He's one of the guys that really invented it way back in the day. And he does rock stuff for Gene Simmons and Alice Cooper. So these are his, but I still have them. So if he wants them, I got them. So, but they're about $10,000-$12,000 a piece. So,
Wow.
So yeah. So.
These are kind of cool. I like the.
Yeah, those are really cool. They're done by a friend of mine, Ben Young from Tennessee. His friend painted those and did those. Aren't they really cool? And he gave them to me as a gift.
Phenomenal.
Because I encouraged him to come up to Vegas to start his career out here, and he's been here now almost 10 months. He guest stars in my show, and there's a bit of a thank you from him. So I thought that was kind of neat, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So everything in this house has a story. I mean, everything. I never buy anything that's from Pier 1 or anything. So, except for my furniture, it's from a normal furniture store. But anything else in this house, everything has a story. The paintings, the lamps, and every painting in here, nothing's been bought from a proper store. It's all something I've either worked in. I mean, this is a poster that was when I performed in Monte Carlo in Monaco. The real Monte Carlo, not the one in Vegas. That was our poster for the show. It was a really cool cabaret. I played there for 5 weeks. So there's a tour of my house. Scott, I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you enjoyed the coffee. So.
Thank you very much.